and welcome to Walk Ons vlog number 4. Thank you so much for watching. With me today is Swaggy Lee and Mr. Jones. They know their stuff. Let's just get right into it. First question for you today is, which NBA player would you build a franchise around? I'm going to start it off with Swaggy.
Alright, so which NBA player I'm going to build my franchise around? It's plain and simple. It's Mr. Process himself. First name Ben, last name Jerry, because this boy's game is sweet to the bone. This guy can play. Look at his average just through the first 10 games. He's averaging 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. He makes his teammates better. He's 6'10", he's athletic, he's a beast, and he has the court awareness to take him far. And I think Philly this year will actually make the playoffs, and we'll see a true person to build your franchise around in Ben Simmons.
Okay, Ben Simmons, right? Okay, that's a great pick, It's obvious. I mean, that's an obvious choice. I go with the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, right?
Wow, you could pronounce his name.
Oh, yeah. I practiced a couple of times, but that's it. 6'11", right? He's a freak of nature. Obviously, the Greek freak. 222 pounds. This is 4th year in the league, right? Last year was his 3rd year, and we could all see 3rd year. I mean, his progression was ridiculous.
He was most improved.
Oh, most improved, and he might win the MVP this year if they win. With the addition of some dudes, I mean, that might work. I mean, he's averaging 32 points per game.
Yep.
9.8 rebounds. I mean, 1.6 blocks per game, 4.8 assists. I mean, he's the real deal. And if he can improve on his jump shot, it's over. It's over, unguardable.
I mean, first, let me just say that if you'd like to put your ad here, just listen, it's just a can of Coke.
Yeah.
Could be your ad there next time. Anyway, also, 10-5 in football. I have to say that before answering any questions. That's just impressive. 66%. Who's doing that now? Anyway, let's get to the nitty-gritty. KP is the player you want to build your franchise around. Kristaps Porzingis, the unicorn. Oh my God. What is he doing out there right now? He's just dominating this league. Second in points, this man is 7'3". His wingspan is 8 feet. 8 feet. He will become the greatest Knick ever. Did you just hear that? The greatest Knick ever. Wake up. Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, yeah, they'll argue. But Kristaps Porzingis will be the greatest Knicks ever. Do you know why? Because he's going to bring them a chip. They will build around him, and he will bring them a championship like the rest of them could not do. And he will finally win a championship in my lifetime. Let me say, his career will be more impressive than Dirk Nowitzki's. Right. Think about that.
Can I cut you off?
Yeah, please, go ahead. This is what we're all about.
My esteemed co-host, the sports wizard himself. Yeah. Sometimes he goes a bit too far, I must say. Kristaps Porzingis is a great talent. He's on fire the first 10 games for the Knicks. He's playing amazing. Yeah. We made a prediction on how many wins the Knicks would have. Right now, the Knicks are 4 away from my prediction, which is amazing. Yeah. The point is,
tracking to 38.
What we need to see from Kristaps Porzingis is more consistency. We need to see a 7'3" person play more games than 60 games. Kristaps Porzingis hasn't played 80 games in both of his 2 seasons. We need to see more consistency, and especially if you want to build your franchise around a player, I'm not sure a big 7-footer with ankle problems, elbow issues, and all these things are the great person to build around.
Listen, Jeff Hornacek sat him out in the second night of a back-to-back just now, and I thought that was a great idea. We lose that game to Orlando any given day. You know why? Because we're a better team, and we can give that game away. Orlando, who do they have? They have Aaron Gordon? I mean, yeah, we have a stud, a player that will lead this franchise for the years to come. Please don't injure him, and then things can happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great pick. I mean, Porzingis, I'm telling you, Giannis, right? He is going to get better. He's working on his jumpers. I mean,
the guy grows during halftime.
Yeah,
of course. He's a freak of nature.
Put a good team around him with shooters, right? And the sky is the ceiling. I mean, or the ceiling is the roof.
I mean, our next couple of questions, we're privileged enough to have an audience that is very interested in our vlog. So our next question is from an audience member named Arthur. Thank you so much for watching, Arthur. And his question is, does the Eric Gordon trade change the dynamic of the Eastern Conference? I think that's a great question, and Mr. Jones will take this one first.
Okay, it does. I mean, I believe the Bucks are probably going to be they're going to be one of the 3 or 4 teams competing for the second place in the East. That's the dynamics that changes. Now, could they take Cleveland to 6-7 games? Maybe. Eric Bledsoe. I mean, they have a whole bunch of Brogdon, Don Maker. I mean, Jabari Parker has been out.
Yeah.
There's talk about him coming back soon. I mean, if he comes back, that offense is going to be ridiculous. Now, what they need is just shooters. I think they need to make a trade or an acquisition, get a shooter like maybe a McDermott, the Chicago guy. What's his name? Meritic.
Yeah.
Like someone like that can space the
Meritic
floor.
might not play in the NBA though. We've heard that
Yeah,
those
he's
rumors
talking
with
about going
Portis.
back, but no.
Yeah,
It's I think
got
for
knocked
me,
out.
right,
Knocked out by Portis.
he
But I
wants
think-
to trade, right?
Yeah.
He was basically trade me or I'm leaving. So
Yeah.
I think if they're able to work this out, get him. I mean, that team. I feel like
And I think
depending on how Isaiah Thomas does when he comes back, right? Maybe, but it's a maybe. I mean, right now they're not even 500 in the East, but I feel like put everything together, give them time to gel, and
Right.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree with both of you guys at this. Like, this Eric Bledsoe deal is big for the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
because Milwaukee now is actually, to me, the second best team and has the potential to be the second best team in the Eastern Conference. When you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo, as you said, it's hard to pronounce. It takes
Greek
a while.
freak.
Yeah.
Thon Maker, you have scorers like Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
You have the sophomore Malcolm Brogdon. These guys are exceptional. They're also the lankiest team in the league. They have length, and what they don't have, which what Bledsoe will bring to this team, is the speed. He has speed. He has strength. He has a tenacity with him. He has an intensity that he's a leader. And I think Eric Bledsoe being on this team will turn them around, and we could see them being in the Eastern Conference Finals as early as this year.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I would say watch out, Cavs, Celtics, Wizards,
Of course.
because these guys are coming, man. These guys are coming, and don't sleep on Chris Middleton. You know what? What they didn't mention is that these guys have somebody that the other teams just don't. They have Jason Kidd. This guy knows basketball. This guy is the all-time assist leader. He's a genius. I mean, not all-time assist leader. He's
John
third in
Stockton.
assists.
He's
John
up there,
Stockton,
man.
excuse me.
He's
Yeah,
up
John
there.
Stockton.
Yeah,
Listen, when I make mistakes, I get too excited sometimes, especially when we're talking about the Bucks. But yes, Jason Kidd, he knows the game. So if you get the right people to play around Giannis, they can get it going. And getting Eric Bledsoe there, this guy can drive to the hole. He's a dominant player. He also
stresses the floor too. He's
Yeah,
a consistent
yeah.
3-point
Shooter,
shooter,
yeah.
and that's one thing
That's
that
what
the
he did in
Milwaukee
Kentucky,
Bucks
yeah.
don't
Pop
have.
his nails too.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's a big time scorer. He's the only scorer I've ever seen never make a jump shot in order to get to 40 points.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
amazing
It's
how good
ridiculous.
this guy is, and I think with Bledsoe there, it only rounds out the
I
team.
think they have
Yeah.
Teletovic too. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
these-
they do.
they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Teletovic. So this guy
Yeah,
stretches
yeah.
the floor. You give him a wide open shot, forget it. You could run back on D. You don't even need to go for the offensive rebound. This guy is just money all the time. So Bledsoe, this guy's a stud. He's a 20-point scorer waiting to leave Phoenix, and he finally got his opportunity. So I feel like these Milwaukee studs can take him to the next level.
Yeah, I mean they could. I mean the only caveat I think is, I mean Bless has played for a bad team all his career, so how is
Except
he gonna
Kentucky.
adjust?
Except
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Yeah,
So
he
he
played
played with
with John Wall.
He
DeMarcus
did
Cousins.
play.
Yeah, that
I
team
mean,
was.
so
You
now
know,
that
that team was.
adjustment,
That team
adjustment going
was.
to a good team. I mean, even like the Bucks too. I feel like they still need to learn how to win. Like,
Yeah,
they play
that's
good
why
games,
that's why they have
everything.
Jason Kidd.
They might
in
need
there.
maybe another veteran. Justin Terry.
Yeah, Jason
You know,
Terry.
he's still
Mal-
there right on the bench. I mean, he's doing
Brogdon,
it well.
Brogdon was a great player, man.
Oh, yeah.
In college, this guy was
was
unstoppable.
Rookie of the Year last year.
I
Second
know.
year, I mean,
Yeah.
next year though. I
And he
feel
played
like
the two
they're gonna be-
in college. Now he's playing the one, and he's the rookie of the year. So yeah, I feel like these guys have just a lot of growth.
Yeah. Okay.
Our next question is from Yura, our Russian listener from Brooklyn, and his question is, Brooklyn is how will Barcelona deal with their aging midfield? And we're gonna start with Swaggy Lee on this one.
All right, this is FC Barcelona, and if you guys have been paying attention to La Liga, it's already over. FC Barcelona has a few points over Real Madrid, and that's all you need, and it's going to be done. But what we're talking about now is the midfield, and that's the great midfield for years of Andres Iniesta, Rakitic, Sergio Busquets. And these guys are over 28 years of age, coming into their 30s, and you need a contingency plan. What's going to happen after some of these guys either get transferred, traded, or end up being injured or not as good? And for me, Barcelona is such a destination. I mean, this is Catalan, Catalonia.
Yeah.
You want to go to Barcelona. You want to chill on the beach. You want to play with Messi.
Yeah.
You're gonna attract.
Soon they're going to be their own
players.
country.
Yeah, we've seen that.
We'll
But
see about that.
We don't
We'll
want to
see
bring
about
we don't get
Yeah,
involved
we'll
with
see about
politics.
that.
Not this flag.
But I think the way that they're gonna address it is the way that Barcelona has. In the past, it's that Barcelona looks to their youth system. They have great players like Andre Gomez, Denis Suarez, and Rafinha that can come in and be a good assistance. And come on, Barcelona has money. They see Kevin De Bruyne balling in the EPL. You telling me that they're not gonna try and get a transfer for him? Christian Eriksen balling for Tottenham. You think they're not gonna get a go? Come on, man. Barcelona will be fine. No worries.
Okay.
I mean, look, they have 5 Champions Leagues titles. Iniesta has won 4 of them with this team. Iniesta's 33, Messi 30, Busquets is 29, Rakitic is 29. That's old for soccer nowadays. That's what it is. And I feel like Barcelona will never be the same because they have the best player, in my opinion. I'm sorry, I apologize to my father for saying this. Messi's better than Pele. So, greatest players of all time. And like Barcelona,
Still has to win a World Cup.
he
but
does
yeah.
have to win a World Cup. He does have to win a World Cup,
Yeah.
but what he's doing is just unprecedented. It's unbelievable. They've had the greatest players of all time play and win on those Champions League teams. Xavi, Messi, Iniesta, Ronaldinho, Eto'o, Stoichkov in 1992, the only guy that could score from corner kicks ever. Bulgaria national team. He used to play with all the Spaniards back in the day when they didn't do a lot of transfers. This guy was a monster.
This guy's bringing you back, guys.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Mr. Know-it-all.
yeah. So I think that Barcelona has reached a peak having these great players. Now, if they will buy these great players, like he said, Eriksen, and there's a lot of these EPL kids that are playing for, like Rashford or somebody like that. They could bring him over. This guy will be a stud over there. Even Suarez, he's old now too. I think he's in his 30s. So I mean, will they ever have a team of this magnitude? I don't think so. Will they win? Of course, they're Barcelona. But
Okay,
having
great.
these great players, we're watching a dynasty, a true dynasty, a great team that actually competes with a team almost on their same level with Real Madrid.
Of course.
So it's a great time to be alive and watching these games because every one of these games could be won by either side, and it's just so exciting to watch these great players play together. I mean, if you put Barcelona against any international team, they'll probably be the favorites almost against any other team.
I mean, Spain's team is
Yeah.
normally a combination
Exactly.
of Barcelona and Real Madrid.
right? So yeah.
And
Yeah,
Barcelona.
yeah. So they wouldn't be able to play themselves unless you're paying FIFA, of course. I play that all the time.
And then the last question, obviously our last segment is normally our picks, and it's gonna go to
The
Me.
Wiz.
the Wiz himself,
Yeah.
Sports Wizard.
So, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the Knicks. The Knicks are dominating. 6-5, I think, right? Or they're 5-5. I don't know.
6-5 right
6
now.
and
They
5.
lost last night.
They
Yeah.
lost. They lost last
Erase
night.
that
Yeah,
perspective, so that makes sense.
yeah. That's fine. So I'm predicting it. I'm telling you, 38 games. Book it. Take them. If they're underdogs, keep betting them all the way through. You're gonna make some money. Now, the next thing. I'm 10-5 against the spread in the NFL. During a year like this, if you're above 50%, that's amazing. I can go 0-5 and still be at 50%. So let me just go straight into it. The first pick I have is the Atlanta Falcons to win by 3 against the Cowboys. Now, I made this pick just a few minutes ago when I heard that Ezekiel Elliott is not playing. If Ezekiel Elliott were to play, the Cowboys would win this game easily. But now without Zeke, they just have nobody. The Cowboys, it's the Falcons versus Zeke, and now it's the Falcons versus nobody. So I just got to take the Falcons here. Next one I got is the Jacksonville -3.5 against the Chargers. Jacksonville's just 5-3 versus the spread the last 8 games, and Chargers are 3-7 in the last 7 games. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take the Jacksonville to finally win an important game at home. They deserve it, and they have an easy game their next game, so they can go. They can start the year at, I believe, 7-3, which would be just unprecedented again for Jacksonville. So go and take them again. My next pick is taking the Jets -2.5 against the Bucks. Why? Because Jameis Winston's out, Mike Evans is out, and you know how I feel about the Jets, but I feel worse about Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick just sucks. He's now the quarterback because Winston is out. I'm telling you, take the Jets. Run with it because they're going to win. My upset pick of the week is taking Green Bay +6 versus the Bears. Green Bay, You heard me. Green Bay. Yes, without Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, without Aaron Rodgers, these guys will beat the Bears. Do you know why? Because the Bears don't have a quarterback. They have Mitchell Trubisky, who threw the ball 6 times in their last game. Yes, they won, but that doesn't mean that they're going to win like this every time. The Bears are just not strong enough to be a favorite against anybody. Take Green Bay. This is at best a pick-em game, and they're getting 6 points. Take them. Take a money line. Run with it. And my pick of the week is taking the New York Giants against your 49ers. The New York Giants will win. They will finally get their second win of the year. You know why? Because the 49ers checked out and they want the number 1 pick. So those are my picks. This is Swaggy Lee. Thank you, Mr. Jones. This vlog was great again. Thank you for our viewers. If you like the vlog, click the thumbs up. Click the thumbs up button. Subscribe. We love doing this.
Also,
Thank you so
any
much
of
for
you
watching.
big corporations out there, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Let's say out here.
Thank you so much. Love it.
All right, thank you.